Alrighty, good evening everybody. How are we doing tonight? It's good to see you all here. This is your wife 12. Hi, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. Hope you're excited for some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, it's great to have you here. This is your wife 12. I'll just call you wife for short. It's great to have you here. I'm actually really looking forward to playing some more of this. Ooh, one second, I gotta deal with one thing real quick. Sorry about that, folks. Just had a brief little thing to take care of. But we should be back, and we should be ready to get started with the game. So let me open up my game tab. Let me pull up... Open up Steam. Sweet. Here we are, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Awesome. Okay, so the music's gonna be turning on. Let me just pause this. Or actually, I can keep the music going until it's up on the screen. Oh, here, let me just... I'm gonna slide it quick into follower only chat. Awesome. That's sweet. Alright, and now let's get the game up. Game capture... Alrighty, here we go. Let me just make this full screen. Sweet, nope, that's not quite full screen. There we go, that's perfect. Awesome, let's keep going with the story. Alright, so we are still in... We're in episode 3, Turnabout Samurai. So let me see if I can remember totally where I am. This is attorney's badge, Jack's autopsy report, card key. Okay, so we had the photo. Yeah, because it's been like 2 weeks since I played this game. It's been a little while. Alright, we have guide map, samurai spear. I think we were looking around, looking for new evidence. Okay. Okay, cool. Do we have anything we can talk to her about? Oh shoot, I pressed that button. We've asked her about everything. Let's move over to... Alright, let's check out that one area again. So let's move to outside Studio 2. Let's see if there's anything here. This place is deserted. Crash! Eek! Nick, what was that noise? It sounded like it came from inside the trailer. Someone must be inside. Hello? No answer. Pretty suspicious if you ask me, Nick. Let's go in. I'm not sure we should be barging in. Huh? It's locked. What? Don't we have a key? No, but there's probably one in the guard station in the main gate. What are we waiting for? Let's borrow it. If they'll let us. Okay, so we just gotta go... Okay, back. Press A. Okay, so we gotta go back to the guard station. Alright, so examine. Security guard station. Don't touch anything in there. Security lady would knock the stuffing out of me if she knew. I really want the key to that trailer. maybe next time. Can I ask her? Shoot. Talk. Nope. Is there anything I can get her to examine? Okay, so I need to get that key. I gotta figure out how, though. That's the question. Alright, let's try moving to employee area. Maybe I can get... Slide. Okay. Okay, nope, that's not what we wanted. So we need... shoot, I keep pressing the wrong button. It's LB to slide. Here we go. Shoot. It keeps... I think there's something up with this game. It keeps pressing RB. Like, there's sometimes, yes, I press it. And, when maybe I shouldn't. But there are other times it just does that. Is anything in the dressing room? Well, WTF? Who are you dudes? Lamau. Oh. Oh, we? Wait, who are you? Wait, you first. Who are you? You look pretty suspicious to me. Whatever, lamers. How can you not know the great Salmonella? Salmonella. My gosh, the names in this game. I make Talit shows. The Steel Samurai, mine. RTFC. Read the film credits. James, great to see you here. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I saw you playing some Mortal Kombat earlier today. It looked like fun. Hope you're doing well. Really? You're the Salmonella? You're leaving for Florida tomorrow, but other than that, great. Hey, awesome. Florida's pretty sweet. Where, if you don't mind me asking, whereabouts in Florida? I used to live there, so, like, I kind of know the state pretty well. I'm so sorry. You look so sorry. Basically preparing to beat your dad's friend on Mortal Kombat X, lol. Sarasota area. Oh, so nice. Gulf Coast. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. No, that's great. I used to live like 2 hours south of Sarasota. Oh, so that's pretty cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed like the palm trees and the beaches and whatnot. Florida's a pretty state. Yeah. Is your dad's friend really into Mortal Kombat? Just gonna work super hard and maybe have a girlfriend come with? That sounds great. Well, I wish you the best of luck there, dude. My hand's not even on the right button right now. It just activates it for some reason. I don't get it. No, quite alright. Really, it's fine. ROFL. He said he'd fight me in a game, so I offered a fighting game like he asked, and he accepted. Awesome. Wow, he must, that's pretty sweet. So are you really into like those 2D fighters? Like Mortal Kombat and whatnot? So now you're gonna annihilate him. Yeah, it's a pretty technical game. It can be kind of tough. Well, what is it? You know, on closer inspection. Yeah. Oh, is he a creeper? Yeah, this guy's pretty weird. Mortal Kombat 10 is the only fighting game you've played? Okay. Yeah, Wife 12. This is, that's pretty creepy. That guy is really creepy. Rock Source, well, what? Hey, you're drooling. Yeah. Isn't she, like, Maya supposed to be, like, 17 or something? Also, it's a lot of creepers in this game. Yeah. I haven't played too many other fighting games either, but they've always looked like fun. And, like, all the cool combos you can pull off. Yeah. It looked pretty neat. It looked like you were having fun earlier today. Huh? Lol. Buffer overrun pant. You've triggered my creative powers. I don't like this guy. Yes, it's coming to me. Pink Princess. The sequel to Steel Samurai. Pink Princess, the warrior of Little Old Tokyo. Final episode of AOT is gonna be an hour long and is dropping on Sunday. Pog. AOT, is that Attack on Titan? Is that what AOT stands for? ROFL LMAO. Yes, okay, cool. Oh, sweet. I haven't followed that show, but I know it has got a huge fan base. It must be, because that show's got a lot of episodes. It must be kind of crazy it's reached its finale. But the Pink Princess? Why's it gotta be Little Old Tokyo? Why can't I have a cool name like Neo Old Tokyo? Maya, we really need to talk about cool. Okay, so let's try talking to this guy. Did you notice anything unusual on the day of the murder? Oh, I know who you dudes are. That security lady told you about us. Eh? That's right. All I can say without spoiling is that it's been fully planned out since the first manga issue. Hey, that's pretty sweet. It's nice that they got a big plan for it. I bet it's gonna be real exciting, like seeing the epic conclusion of it. Yeah. It's a pretty regular day. We had a run-through for an action scene in the morning, then a meeting from the lunchtime in the Studio 2 trailer. I was so busy I didn't even get a chance to eat lunch. A T-bone steak, was it? Yeah. Suckers? I hate missing out on food. Nick, what does suckers mean? I don't know. People are saying that's bad and that the author could have done more, but I'm the kind of guy who has to see to believe. You know what? That's fair enough. I mean, it's better to not judge something before it comes out, you know? Might as well see it and, you know, make your own opinion. I can respect that, James. It can be hard, though, when, like, someone, like, really hypes something up to like, live up to all the expectations. No idea. Anyway, I was in a meeting from noon till after 4 with the producer and some bigwigs from the network. Mr. Hammer's time of death was estimated at 2:30 p.m. If he's telling the truth... Oh, they were talking about the final manga issue, so I've almost technically been spoiled. But sometimes don't they change things? Like, I know, like, when they make a movie out of a book, like, they'll sometimes change little details to make it better for, like, TV or movie or whatnot. So, like, maybe they've changed something to make it a little better? You don't know, maybe? Yeah. I guess that's sort of one of those you gotta wait to see sort of things. If he's telling the truth, that meeting gives him an alibi. About the producer who was at the meeting with you. Oh, you mean Dee Vasquez? She's a genius. Mad skills all the way. Scary, though. Sweats. She brought these studios back from the brink of destruction. She's the one who made it possible for me to make the Steel Samurai. If you had a meeting with her on the day of the murder, right? Is that like a heart? Like, can you see? Okay. You can't see my cursor right now. It looks like he has a heart on his turtleneck. Oh. On the day of the murder, right? Yes, we were together from noon to 4 the whole time. Well, you have to tell me how it ends, James. Like, what you think of it, if it's a good... Yeah, it looks like a little brown heart on his turtleneck collar. Yeah, you have to tell me how the show ends, what you think of it. I haven't really kept up with Attack on Titan. I think I watched, like, part of the first episode, but, you know... Yeah, but we'll do. Yeah, it's kind of weird that he has, like, a little heart pin. I don't know, it just comes across as strange. Like, not fitting with his personality. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Who exactly are these bigwigs people keep mentioning? Oh, the boss over at the network and some sponsors. Also a few production guys. They piled into a limousine and got here right around noon. Major tension. Sweats. Man, this guy's very sweaty. It's really uncomfortable. Gotta go, but the moment I saw the live notification, I had to stop by, lol. Hey, no problem, James. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I was happy to have you here. I'll see you around. Hope you have a good night. Were all of them with you the entire time? Yes, unfortunately. They're all gray-haired geezers. Scowl. You know, Manella, you're looking a bit, you know, gray-haired yourself there, bud. Sounds like they'd all be reliable witnesses. Alright. I don't think I have anything to present to him. Okay, let me present that. This is WP, right? How do you know? Well, look, he's obviously dragging his foot. Oh, right. The director would know all about the injury. He was there. Okay. Let's ask him about this. I try not to pay much attention to things that don't interest me, lol. This guy's a weirdo. Why are you staring at me? Oh, gosh. Okay, I want to leave this guy. He's a creep. Let's go back to the employee area. I'm kind of hoping that... Alright, let's go to the main gate. Oh, there she is. Ah ha ha! You again? Eek! How rude, acting like you've just seen a ghost! You certainly got back your post... Oh, this is Phoenix. You certainly got back to your post quickly. Oh, the police took me away, they did. They pulled me out like a spare steel samurai costume. Told me to put it on. Can you imagine? How could I, a sweet little old lady, wear a giant suit like that? Mr. Powers is pretty tall. As soon as they saw there was no way I could wear it, they let me go. I guess I would rule out her being the murderer. Anyway, know this whippersnapper. This old lady never forgets a slight or insult. And you won't get any information out of me. My lips are sealed. You sure are talking a lot for someone with sealed lips. Maya! Starting now. 1, 2, 3, Murph! This lady's too much. Alright, let's see if we can get some. About that kid you said you saw. If I see him again, I'm taking him down. Nick, look at her eyes. She's serious. Alright, let's ask her about the director. About the director, the one who was here on the day of the murder? I see him again, I'm taking him down. Nick, I think she's losing it. Okay, Alright, let's see if I can grab a key at this point. Security guard station, I can see the computer. Hey, no touching! Guess I'd better investigate there later. Okay. Alright, let's try moving. I don't really have any better ideas. Outside Studio 1. Just move to... See if there's anybody here. Nope, let's move. Oh shoot, it's LB to slide. Trailer door, it's locked. Maybe, let's go back to the detention center. Okay, so here's my thoughts. I'm gonna go back to the detention center. I'm gonna try talking to... Objection, I have a get out of jail free card, loser. Hey, welcome to the stream, Bamboozle. Great to see ya. How's it going? Alright, let's see anything we can... No. Don't have anything we can say. I just feel kind of stuck right now. Anything I can present her with? Nothing I can present. Welcome today. We are going to court because we okay. It's very okay. Oh, it's the kid. Hey. Hey, wait. I'll bet he came right through that drain. Hey, Gideon, what's your name, sport? I'm not a kid, so don't talk to me like that. Huh? But you are a kid. What a rude little brat. That's no way to talk to an adult. I don't see no adult here, hippie fashion chick. Hippie fashion? Nick, I think I'm being mocked. You got to hand it to Maya. She's pretty sharp and pretty mad. I'm Cody Hackins. Call me Kiddio again and I'll catch you down where you stand, evildoer. Let's try talking to this kid. So you're a fan of the Steel Samurai? How dare you utter that name, evildoer? What do you mean? We're on the Steel Samurai side. Ha! 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 You can't fool me. Okay, then what's the last line he said by the innkeeper in episode 8? Ha! Easy. Like some fries with that? Not bad, kiddio. Watch it. What are they doing? Or what happened? Say, you heard anything about the incident the other day? You were here, weren't you? Did you see anything? He always... The Steel Samurai always wins, always! Yeah, I saw him everything. What? But no way am I telling you, losers! What? Wait, let me go! He's gone. Huh. Something fell off the table when he bumped into it on his way out. A bottle? Why was this sitting there, I wonder? Sleeping pills? Anyways, what was that kid saying? He saw everything. Okay, so was he taking... The guy we're defending, was he taking sleeping pills? Huh. Where's that old windbag? Odd of her to leave her post. Hey! Nick, that was her. Stop, whippersnapper! Bamboozle, are you okay? It sounds like you're doing a little bit much of mass genocide. Oh my goodness, mass murder, mass genocide. You doing okay, Pop? Are you doing okay there, Bamboozle? Who are these, Jared and Pablo? Okay. Match! Oh, she tripped. Maya sure looks happy. Okay, so now that she's gone, we grab the key. Hey, Nick! Now's our chance. Let's check out the guard station. Good idea. Oh! This is it, Nick. The trailer key. The key to that trailer in Studio 2. We'll be borrowing this, right, Nick? Trailer key slipped into pocket. There's a mountain of it on the desk in here. Okay, cool. So let's not waste any time and let's move. Okay, so let's go to Studio 1 area. Let's move. Alright, let's go outside Studio 2. Let's unlock that door. Oh, nope. Examine. Slide. And open the door. I wonder if the key we borrowed from the guard station will work. It opened! Yay. Great! Let's go, Nick! She seems eager all of a sudden. Well, you first, Nick. Not that eager. Alright, let's move on inside. Check out this trailer. Wow, it looks like lots of samurai movies. Singing Samurai, Samurai Summer, Dynamite Samurai. Oh, okay. Eek! Someone's in here. Names. Our names? We're WP's lawyers and, I see. And who might you? D. Vasquez, the producer. Most of the names in this game have been puns. Like, you have Salmonella, that's like salmonella. You have... Oh, shoot, you have Windy Old Bag. Now you have D. Vasquez. I feel like that's supposed to be a pun. I feel like many of the names are supposed to be puns, but I'm... Right, you had Red, White of Blue Core. Like, so many of these names are puns. D. Vasquez. She's quite beautiful. Her name doesn't seem to be a pun. Alright, let's talk to her. Day of the crime. I was wondering if you could tell me about the day of the murder. Hmm. Ms. Vasquez? Script. Excuse me? Script. I'm looking for a script. A script? The Steel Samurai, episode 13. I need it. Could we ask you a bit about the day of the murder? I need to read it. Okay. We're getting nowhere fast. Okay, let's just keep going. We'd really like to ask you about the Steel Samurai. Ms. Vasquez? It's on TV every week. That's all I have to say about that. Nick, she's telling us to go watch TV? The nerve of her. Hey, don't get mad at me. Alright, the director. About the director, Salmonella, wasn't it? What exactly is his role here? Perhaps I didn't make myself clear. I'm looking for a script. I can't be bothered with anything else. Okay. Nick, are all people in the entertainment business this weird? It's starting to look like it. Nick, let's get out of here. Isn't there someplace we have to check? Yeah. Wait. Yes? If you see Manila, give him this. Why do we have to do your errands? Something's gotta be up with her. I don't think I like her. Oh wait, no, this is Maya. I don't think I like her. Don't cry. She'll take it as a sign of weakness. Alright, we'll give it to him if we see him. The memo reads, bring me the script for episode 13. Okay. Okay, let's just examine this room and we can get out of here. Looks like they were designing a set to use for the Steel Samurai show. They've got some figures for how much the set costs. I can't believe they spend that much money on those sets. Alrighty. Posters. Samurai Summer, starring Jack Hammer. This poster's quite old. Wow, it's been years since I saw that show. It was one of those typical summer romance stories, but it was great. A typical summer romance with the samurai on a horse? Okay. Check out this Dynamite Samurai. An old movie poster. Dynamite Samurai, starring Jack Hammer. I guess Mr. Hammer used to be quite the star. Singing Samurai? Another old movie poster. The Singing Samurai, starring Jack Hammer. What the hell do samurais sing about? Chopping off heads? I guess it's a little morbid. Phoenix. Oh my gosh. That movie was the best. It's about a samurai who sings his way to fame and fortune. Mr. Hammer was a very accomplished singer, you know. Singing Samurai Stars? What's next? Ninja Ballet? Okay. Is this like a... This is where they had that meeting. There are documents and paper cups scattered all around. Nothing in here that could be a clue. Just some paper cups and crumpled documents. You know, crumpled documents could always be a clue. The glass is frosted. I can't see outside. This far into October, the dimming daylight makes it feel like winter's coming. Alright, I don't think there's anything else to check out in this room, except maybe this... Nah, it won't let me check out the bottle. Whatever that is. Alright. Alright, let's keep on moving. Let's go... outside Studio 1. Let's move to... main gate. Let's move to outside the employee area. Let's move into the dressing room. Alright, let's present him this. Here, I got this from the producer. Huh? Bring me the script for episode 13. Episode 13. Where did I put that one? I must have left it somewhere. Sweats. Uh-oh, my ass is pwned if I don't find it. Shakes. Nick, it might be quicker just to look in all the places where he's likely to have been. I agree. Great. Some regular suits in among the costumes here. Okay. Bunch of snacks on the table. Must give these to employees. Hey, Nick! What now? Snacks. There was twice this much here before. I ate them. They were past their expiration date anyway. ROFL. She's biting her lip and staring at me with tears welling in her eyes. Oh, alright. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here, like you said. Frosted window. Alright, let's go back. We gotta find window to the dressing room. Glass is frosted. Okay, I think we went through this. Alright, what's this? That must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment. Okay, so let's keep looking around. Alright. Where could it have been? Right, back. Move. Let's go main gate. I don't think it's going to be here at the main gate. If any place, it's going to be... Okay, let's check inside Studio 1. We're back at the scene of the crime. Let's find what we need and get out of here quick, Nick. Let's examine. Okay, we've done a bunch of these lines before, so I'm okay skipping through it. Is this a script right here? That's for the reflecting light. Oh, no. There, yeah, okay. Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in. I've always wanted to sit in one of those. The director? Maya? Take a look around the chair for me, would you? Remember the script the director was talking about? Didn't he say he left it somewhere? Ah! Thank you. Found it, Nick! The script! Good work. Here, just 1 second. There we go. Script place in pocket. Okay, cool. Okay, so we got the script. Let's go back to the to Vasquez. I can remember that. Okay, so outside Studio 2, we move to inside the trailer. Okay, and we present her with this. Here, we found it, your script. Ah, script handed to D. Vasquez. You're not going to talk to us? Quiet. I'm reading. Just you hold on. What's the big deal? Who do you think you are anyways? And how do you do you even know who we are? Powers the lawyers? Right. Am I suspect? No, it's just, well, no, but... You wanted to know about the day of the murder. Yes, anything you could tell us would be a big help. You know, there was a meeting here at noon. Yes, with the director and the people from the network. Correct. Now listen closely. None of the people in this trailer that afternoon went to Studio One. It was impossible for us to leave. Impossible? Why? The path was blocked. The path? Oh, wait, talk? On the day of the murder, the path that leads here was blocked? You saw Mr. Monkey on the way here, right? Mr. Monkey? The monkey with the broken head. Oh, right, that. What an original name. Its head fell over in the wind on the day of the murder. They didn't start moving the head out of the way until after 3 o'clock. It was after 4 by the time the path was unblocked. Capiche? Everyone in this trailer was stuck here until the path was cleared. Stuck in this trailer. Stuck until after 4. Hammer died at 2:30. Thus none of us could have gone to Studio One. What? It's true. A crane came just after 3 to move the head. We called some people in to clear the way. I'm sure they'd corroborate my story. But wait! What if the head fell over after 2:30? Then you could have gone to Studio One. 2:30, the time of death. Very well. Come. That's Mr. Monkey. When it wasn't broken, it announced the time in ooks. 1 ook per hour. Ook, ook, ook. Always with the ooking. It is a monkey after all. Check its head. The clock inside stopped when it broke. Nick, it stopped at 2:15. 2:15? That's right. The path was blocked from 2:15 till after 4. Therefore, we're innocent. Mr. Hammer died in Studio One at 2:30. See? Goodbye. Mr. Monkey's head data added to court record. That's something important to have. What do we do, Nick? There isn't anyone besides WP who could have killed Hammer. It's over. We're finished. It sure doesn't look good. Guess we should head back to the office and plan out our strategy. Okay, so main gate. Main gate. To the office. October 18th, Wright & Company Law Offices. Now what? We're fresh out of clues. Everyone's alibi is watertight. We don't even have any promising leads. Things are looking pretty grim. It's a little early for giving up, don't you think? Huh? You've got one lead. Mia, it's you. What took you so long? Sorry, Phoenix. Maya has trouble calling me unless she's really in trouble. Right. Oh, wait, I guess that means we're really in trouble. I'd say so. What did you mean we have one lead? The boy, of course. Yeah, I saw him. I saw everything. But no way am I telling you, losers. I don't know. He didn't sound like he was going to help us at all. I'm sure you can find some way of bringing him over to your side. Either way, we should go back to the studios. That boy is our last hope, Phoenix. Thanks. Now I'm more worried than I was before. Alright, I don't think I have anything to talk to her about. Alright, let's try to find her. Huff, puff, huff, puff, huff, puff, huff, puff, huff, puff, huff. What's wrong? Huff, puff, huff, puff. Whippersnapper. She's been chasing that boy this whole time. When I catch him, sounds like she hasn't had any luck catching him. I got a hostage now, whippersnapper. A hostage? Okay, let's talk about the hostage. This is about a hostage. When that boy was running away, he dropped this and ran. He'll come back for this one. It's kind of hard to understand her with all that huffing and puffing. Phoenix, that hostage might be what we need. Cody might talk to us if we gave him that. Good idea. No! I'm catching that brat if it's the last thing I do. Phoenix, do you have anything you might trade with her? Trade? Wonder. Okay, let's go back. What could I trade? This key? Miss Oldbag, I'm borrowing this just so you know. Oh, okay. I'll just be sure to give it back. She's not as demanding when she's exhausted. Nope, apparently that's not what it's supposed to trade. Hey, that's a card! Studio 1? Right, a card key to Studio 1. Hey, I could visit poor Hammer. I'd like to visit. He died. I was his fan. You don't have your own card, Miss Oldbag? Studio 1 isn't my turf. You let me borrow it then. If I give her the card key, then I won't be able to get back into Studio 1. Oh, wait. Actually, no, I do want to give it to her. I pressed the wrong thing. Alright, you don't have your old card. Alright, lend her the card key. Why don't you let her borrow it, Phoenix? Guess it can't hurt. Here you go, Miss Oldbag. Card key lent to Miss Oldbag. Listen to me, Sonny. I don't like having debts to no whippersnappers. You take this, we're even. Deal? What's this? A Steel Samurai trading card? That sneaky kid dropped it. I figure it's pretty important to him, though. Thank you. I may have a use for this. This must be the hostage she was talking about. A trading card. Apparently these are really popular with kids these days. Phoenix is really showing his age, I feel. Right. I'm off. There she goes, hobbling off toward the studio. Alright, let's move. Okay, let's go employee area. There he is. Hey! Hey, you, wait a second. Phoenix, was that the boy? Yeah, his name's Cody Hackins. I think he ran into the dressing room. Let's go into the dressing room. Sure to be in here somewhere. Found you. Damn it, he's getting away. Come back. There, he's back. How did she... Hey there, would you mind helping us out, please? I'm Cody. Hello, Cody. I'm Mia Fey. Nice to meet you. Yo, and I'm Phoenix Wright. Who asked? Phoenix, you can take it from here. I'm not so sure I'm qualified. Okay. Let's give him the trading card. Cody, this look familiar? Hey, you are, you know, ultra rare. That card's really hard to get. Man, for a grown-up, you sure are dumb. Wow, this kid is obnoxious. I dislike him. I'll give you this if you help me. But that's my card. By offering me something I already own, you're in effect eschewing the very basis of our consumer society, namely the principle of fair trade. Man, for a grown-up, you sure are dumb. My gosh, this kid is awful. What do they keep kids in schools these days? Quantum physics? Whatever, I don't need that card. Huh? I got a double. Just keep it. It's yours. What? After all I went through, all that trouble? If you want to trade, find me a really rare card. Really rare? You mean there's something rarer than ultra rare? Ultra rare premium cards are way rarer than plain ultra rare cards. Come on! Man, for a grown-up, you sure are dumb. Premium rare Why do we feel like we're talking about steaks? Okay. I have no idea where to get this premium ultra rare card. Go to the employee area. Go to... There we go. This is the right place. Studio 2 trailer. Oh, hi. Hello. What brings you here? Oh, well, I had arranged some stuff. Yes? The, girl with you, doesn't she seem a little different? Like, is she even the same person as before? No, she's same as always. Same as always. Same as always. Okay, whatever you say. Okay, okay. Do you know anything about this? Hey, that's a Steel Samurai trading card. I collect those, actually. I'm one card away from a complete set. A complete set? Yeah, a set of one of each card. Huh. Wait. Wait. That's it. That's the card I need. You don't know how long I've been looking for it. I don't care what kind of girl you think I am. I need that card. Please, I beg you, please trade with me. Trade with you? Yes, trade cards. Let me trade you this ultra rare premium card. Okay, this is how we get it. Trade me a, huh? Yes, it's a good deal for your ultra rare. Please. Phoenix, can't you see she's desperate? What's everybody getting so excited about? This trade? Okay. Really? Thanks. Then this is for you. The ultra rare premium card. Yahoo! And there she goes. Doesn't doing good things make you feel great? Yeah, it does. Alright, so now we move. Side Studio 2. Side Studio 1. Outside the main gate. Outside the employee area. Into the dressing room. There's a lot of moving around in this game. Okay, let's present him. See this card? Yes, so wait, that's it! That's the last ultra rare premium card I need! Come on, give it to me, please! You gotta give it to me! Wow, I've never seen him so eager. Right, okay, how about a trade? You're on! I'll give you a samurai spear and throw in an even magistrate to boot! No, not that kind of trade. I don't want cards, I want information. Huh? You sure? Fine by me. Herb card given to Cody. Okay, Phoenix, let's hear what he has to say. If he knows something that could help us, we can have him take the stand tomorrow. Okay. So what happened? You were here on the day of the incident, right? Yeah. Did you see anything unusual? Cody? Cody, he needs to know because he's fighting for justice. Isn't that the Steel Samurai's motto? For great justice? You have to help us fight for great justice, too. I saw everything. Well, we might get some useful information out of him yet. Okay. So you like the Steel Samurai? He's so cool. I guess. You're judging him by his looks. You have to look at his actions, his life. I'm being lectured on life by a grade schooler. You like him too, don't ya? Oh, me? Yeah, sure, I love the Steel Samurai. Tell me your favorite thing about Steel Samurai is. Goes fighting skills. Gotta think of something. I like it when he vanquishes his foes. Yeah, Wazam! Steel Samurai always wins, always. Check this out, it's my fan album. What the? It's all pictures of the Steel Samurai. I got to go to every live performance. Stupid publicity stunts where they beat each other up in public. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow. Wazam! I got them all. I never missed one. A perfect collection. Check it out, my new digital camera. Well, that's very impressive. The newest model, isn't it? You bet, lady. I just got it for my birthday. My album has a name. Want to hear it? The Steel Samurai, path to glory. The Steel Samurai always wins, always. Hey, if you want this, you can have it, lady. Really? Are you sure? Yeah, I took these with a digital camera. I got all the data home, so I can always make another one. Well, then I'm happy to accept. Thank you. Every victory scene in every battle, the Steel Samurai has won. So I'm guessing that it's a picture of the murder. What's with people always giving stuff to Mia? What a life. Okay, what he saw. Cody, I need to ask you something very important. What did you see on the day of the incident? I got here that day around 2. I had to come in through the woods out back so that old lady wouldn't see me. I got kind of lost, though. I was in there for maybe a half hour or so. Then I finally got to the studio. After that... What is it, Cody? The Steel Samurai killed the bad guy. He used his samurai spear, just like always. One shot, one kill. It happened so fast, I got scared. I went home after that. I see, it must have been hard for you. Man, you say those nice things, but it's so obvious you aren't speaking from your heart. Right. Mia? Yes? I think we can say for sure this means the Steel Samurai did it. True enough. And the director has an alibi, so it wasn't him. Indeed. So the only person left it could have been is Will Powers. I have to admit, it's kind of a shock. But if you put this boy on the witness stand, your client will be guilty for sure. Let's not call him then. I think that would be wise. Best to leave this one alone. Not so fast, pal. Oh no, okay. I heard everything. This boy, he is a key witness. And he's under police protection starting now. Come on, son. You got a rendezvous with me down at the precinct. No, I ain't going. Wah! That didn't go so well. We're back to 0 leads. And now we have a serious handicap in court. What are we going to do, Mia? Well, I really need to be going. Don't worry, Phoenix. I'm sure you'll be fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come to the trial tomorrow, please. I need you there. Phoenix, can I ask you something? Do you really believe that Mr. Powers is innocent? Yes, I believe. Of course he is. That's all I wanted to hear. Excellent. I'll see you in court then. Great. Thanks, Mia. See you soon. To be continued. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, yeah, let's save the progress up to this point. Save right here. Day 3, trial. Alrighty. Cool. Here's Will. Mr. Wright? Yes? Why do you look so unhappy? Oh, nothing. No. Really, it's nothing. Right, Mia? Uh-oh, she looks even unhappier. Phoenix, your client is now practically a dead man walking. Perhaps that's why I feel particularly close to him. This is no time for dead people jokes, please. You know we're going into this trial utterly defenseless. Yet if Mr. Powers is truly innocent, we should be able to find something overlooked in the evidence to prove it. Something overlooked? We have to find something, Phoenix. Today. It's that or lose the trial. This isn't going to be easy. Alright. Cool. Alright, I am going to just briefly take maybe a minute break. I'm going to grab some water and be right back. And I will we'll resume with the court. But for now, I'm going to drop you guys off in the wonderful Starview Lounge. And I will be back in just 1 second. See you soon. Alrighty. I am back. Let's give her a hand. Oh, that was some great music from the Consoles band. Wonderful. Yeah, they really do great jazz. Alright, let's get back to the courtroom. I want to thank you to my viewers for sticking with me. Let's keep moving. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. An unexpected fact has come to the attention of the court. Yesterday we learned that there were other people present at the studios. Today I would like to show evidence proving they had nothing to do with the murder. Very well. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. I wonder if it'll be that producer. The prosecution calls Mr. Salmonella to the stand. Or that director. Oh, this is the creepy guy. Will the witness state his name and profession? How rude can you get? You don't know me. I'm the director. I make the Steel Samurai, noob. RFL. Salmonella, I'm a director, television. Were you at Global Studios on the day of the murder? Yes, Your Honor. Very well, please testify to the court about the events of the day. Phoenix, let's start by picking this testimony apart. If Powers is innocent, you know what that means. Someone in the trailer on that day did it. Right. She doesn't waste any time putting on the pressure. Witness testimony. It was at the studios from around 9 that morning. During the morning, I was doing an action scene run through. It took a lot more time than I thought it would. I hear that everyone else had lunch in the employee area, but I had a meeting in Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. We were in the meeting until around 4. During the meeting, well, I'm pretty sure no one left their chairs. That's about it. The time of that Mr. Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. And according to your testimony, you were in a meeting at that time. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. So what can I press him on? That's the question here. Day of the murder. During the morning. Let's press him on that. He seems unsure. In the employee area. That's right. It was a fight scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate. Was anyone else at the run-through? Oh yeah, that security lady was sitting there watching the whole thing. Lol. She was cheering on Hammer, if you can believe it. She certainly has the lungs for it. Anyone else? Nope, just us 4. Okay. So in the end, you didn't get to eat? Yeah, no steak at least. Could you believe it? That must have been tough. Phoenix, yeah? Doesn't something about that seem odd to you? Yeah, it does seem odd now that you mention it. Mr. Manella. What do you want? Sweats. When I went to Studio 2, I saw something there on the table there. There were 2 plates, the same kind of plates as the ones in the employee area. Who ate lunch there? No, good call, Sweats. I was embarrassed, so I didn't mention it. But I did eat after all. A T-bone steak, you mean? Yes, well, I mean the assistant went through all that trouble. I brought it to the trailer thinking I could eat it later. Clearly a man who likes to eat. I suspected as much. So when exactly did you eat it? We took one break during that meeting. I wolfed it down then. Drool. A mental image I will carry with me to my grave. Wait a second. If they took a break in that meeting, that contradicts his testimony. I'll press on that one a bit more. Well, I'm pretty sure no one left their chairs. Okay, now we press them on that. You didn't take a single break? Well, yeah, not a one, sweats. What's he sweating so much about, I wonder? Well, he had an idea. Wait a second. Maybe I do have an idea. Press him harder. Wait a second! Mr. Manello, you've just contradicted yourself. Didn't you just tell the court you ate a T-bone steak during a break? Oops, Raffle. Well? Mr. Manello? Mr. Manello, what's this all about? Well, yes, I guess I did take a little break. Phoenix, great job! If they took a break, one of them could have gone to the studio during that time. Your Honor, I call on the witness to testify to the court about this break. Very well. Mr. Manello, your testimony, please. Uh-oh, Edgeworth is laughing. So Edgeworth knows something. Yeah, FWIW, we took a break, ROFL. But it was only 15 minutes. 15. That's only 13 in base 12. Not enough time for someone to say, commit murder in Studio 1, lol. It's only just enough time to eat a T-bone steak, if you ask me, Steams. Oh, I could go for some steak. I don't think it would be even enough time for that, but that's just me. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. Okay, we took a break. Only 15, that's 13 in base 12. Base 12, is that really 15 in base 12? Okay. Okay, let's still press him on it. Make sure it was only 15 minutes. What were you doing for those 15 minutes? Eating my T-bone steak, what else? There were 2 plates on that table. Oh, right, the other one was Diva's, sorry. D. Vasquez's plate. That's the pun. D. Vasquez, got it. D. Vasquez, the producer. To eat a T-bone steak in 15 minutes. That's quite a feat. Not enough time. Not enough... Shoot, I have to remember the voice. Not enough time for someone to say, commit murder in Studio 1, lol. Why is that? I'm just trying to press him on everything. I have to say, you look like a guy who gets through his meals pretty fast. Well, I was facing a cold, slightly chewy T-bone steak. Even I have to take my time eating that kind of food. Lol. Well, Phoenix, that testimony was too short to wring any kind of useful information out of. All I have to do is prove that he was able to go to Studio 1 in that time. Oh, great. Is that all? Yeah. If WAW took a break, Ruffle. Okay. I've got to be able to present something. Alright, let's try presenting the guide map. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Really? Objection overruled. Before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. I think you'll agree. Wait. I don't see what to do. What do I present to him? Try presenting the monkey's head? Oh, great. Oh, I must be on the wrong track. I don't see what to do. What time exactly did you take this for? Oh, that's really good. So it was around 2:30 or so until 2:45. 2:30? That's the time of death. So he could have gone to Studio 1, killed Hammer, and come back. I guess it's possible time-wise. I don't have anything to present. What do I present? Okay. So this says it blocked the path. Okay, there we go. Haven't we have enough on this pointless line of questioning? Your Honor, the testimony to this point has made one fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer had nothing to do with his murder. It was impossible for any of them to get to Studio 1. What? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio 1. Well, Mr. Wright? Phoenix, this is critical. Think about it before you give your answer. You claim someone from the trailer went to Studio 1? Or let's claim it. If I agree to let everyone in the trailer off the hook, then the trial is over. Mr. Powers will be found guilty for sure. The victim was murdered at 2:30, the exact time of the break in the meeting. With 15 minutes, murder is certainly a possibility. Suppose you might say that. Alright, I've got the judge thinking now. Tusk, tusk, tusk. Never a dull moment with you, Mr. Wright. What's your point, Edgeworth? Alright, sorry about that, folks. I am back. You've been doing your homework, haven't you? Look at the court record. The court record? Surely you knew that from 2:15 to 2:40, the path between the studios was blocked. Mrs. Monkey's head had fallen across the path. Whoa, you're right! Wait, it's Mr. Monkey. True. The break in the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, The path from here to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Mrs. Monkey had barred the way. It's actually Mr. Monkey, but Edgeworth has a point. And somehow I feel no desire to correct him. No counter-argument, Mr. Wright? Then I'm afraid you lose this round. I believe we've seen enough evidence. I would like to relieve Mr. Manella from the stand. What? It's over? Very well, the court's opinion on this case is as follows. We found that there are several other people in Studio 2 on the day of the murder. However, it is also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio 1. They therefore have no relation to this case. Furthermore, with regards to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, no one other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking is decisive evidence that he is the one who did it. If we had that, I'm afraid I would have to find Mr. Powers guilty. Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we indeed have decisive evidence. A witness. Who is this witness, Mr. Edgeworth? My witness saw the very moment when the Steel Samurai skewered the victim. Order, I will have order. I see. The court will take a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for recess. Okay, so it's gonna be the kid, right? Oh, that went very poorly. What do we do now, Mia? If everyone in that trailer has an alibi. I'm sorry, Phoenix. I guess I was wrong. Mia? Don't tell me you're giving up. If you give up, what hope do I have? Don't get me wrong. I've never given up on a trial before. Not while there was a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination. The people in the trailer could not have gone to Studio 1. I thought there was more to it than that. But I was wrong. That's all there is. What's going to happen to me? I kind of seems like everyone in that courtroom thinks I did it. They think I'm a murderer. Don't worry, Mr. Powers. If you are innocent, we will prove it. I guarantee it. Leave it to us and be yourself. Be strong. You are the Steel Samurai. Here are the children everywhere, after all. Thanks. Sniff. Okay, Phoenix. This one's for the kids. Let's do it. This one's for the kids. This one's gonna be with a kid. See, we're gonna be cross-examining. Court is back in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution has a concern. As our witness is a grade schooler of tender years, and this is a murder case. We worry that the defense may cause unnecessary trauma with his crude questioning. Nice to see Edgeworth taking the moral high ground. However, we have no choice. The prosecution calls Cody Hackins to the stand. Your Honor, perhaps you could arrange a box for him to stand on. All right. God, please bring him a box. One of those donut crates should do. Will the witness state his name and grade in school? Witness? What? Just because you're all grown up doesn't mean you can push me around. Cody? Answer his question, okay? Hey, it's you, the nice lady. I'm Cody Hackins. I'm in the 2nd grade. I get the feeling it's going to be a long, long day. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that you're speaking to a child. Try to be gentle. Witness, Cody. He's having trouble with this gentle thing. Were you present, were you at Global Studios on the day of the, incident? You got a problem with that? Please tell us what you saw that day. What, Pops? You want me to tell you and Gramps with the beard over there? just, Mr. Edgeworth, I prefer bearded gentlemen myself. A very long day. Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this courtroom. My apologies, Your Honor. He said he wouldn't testify if he couldn't bring it. I'd like special permission if that's possible. So what you're saying is you had to bargain terms with a kid and you lost? Hey, I just got this new camera. I don't really know how to use it all that good yet, but I bring it with me wherever I go. Phoenix, I wonder if he had that camera on the day of the murder. You'd better make a note of it in the court record. Very well, Cody. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the day of the incident. I went to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal, just once. Found a map of it on the internet and went to the studios that day. I went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. I got kinda lost on the way though, for about 30 minutes. When I came out of the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for a shot, I tell you. Anyway, I couldn't get into the studio, so I went home. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. But be gentle. Remember, you're talking to a child. This kid is tougher than most adults we see in here, honestly. Okay. Want to see Steel Samurai. So, I want to press him. Came out by the studio. There was the Steel Samurai. Totally rocked right before my eyes. Out came the bad guy. Okay, press him on this. What sort of bad guy was it? A guy, a person, kind of tall, skinny. Are you sure it was a guy? I don't know, he's kind of far away. Oh, he's being awfully vague. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! Press him on this. What happened to the bad guy? Huh? Well, he kinda didn't move. Not a bit, like he was dead. I guess he's a real pro. What a great actor. Yes, I suppose he was. Oh, goodness. So he didn't take a picture of it. If you had your camera, you mean you weren't carrying your camera then? No, it wasn't. It's not like I have it all the time. Really? I guess seeing the killing freaked him out, and he went home. Phoenix. Remember, he's a child. Use gentle words, but be firm. Easy for you to say. Okay. You really like the Steel Samurai, huh? Of course I do. I taped every show, and I go to all the live performances. That's impressive. Have you been to the amusement park? Of course, duh. My dad always takes me. Poor dad. Okay. Map of the internet, went to studios that day. Through the woods, off the path so the lady wouldn't catch me. Press him on that. Off the path? Yeah, you know how the studio's in a valley there? If you go off the path a little, there's woods. That's where I was. I see. Anyhow... I'm just pressing him on everything. I don't know where. Did anything unusual happen on your way to the studio? Unusual? Did you see this monkey by any chance? Oh, you mean Mr. Monkey? Yeah, I saw him, but his head wasn't busted. So you went straight to the studio? It got kind of lost in the way, though, for about 30 minutes. You got lost in the woods? Yeah, I couldn't figure out which way I was walking. Man, I was relieved when I saw the blue studio doors. But guess what happened next? Came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. I'm just pressing him on everything. The Steel Samurai? Yeah, he was standing there by the studio gate. Looked like he was thinking about something before going in. Then he opened up the gate and went inside. I see, what then? Oh, gosh, I don't have anything. I guess I'll just press him on this. Was that day the first time you'd been to the studio? Actually, I've been a couple of times. I never managed to get there on rehearsal day. That security lady's always yelling. Right. Please continue. Chill, Pops. I'm getting to it. How am I supposed to talk with you cutting me off all the time? Jeez. Ugh. This kid is obnoxious. I'll have to pass that the lady wouldn't catch me. Okay. Wait, so I was going for the studio. Can I present evidence? Okay, maybe I go... Press him on this. Okay, I can't I can't present anything right now. Okay. Okay, let me present... Shoot, I need to present something. And I'm not sure if it's the samurai spear or Powers' photo. Wait, 2:30. So he came before the head was busted. I'll try the spear. No. Okay. Okay, let me just try presenting this image. Alright. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Okay. Dang. Okay, so this is the first time I've gotten a guilty. Dang, okay. I really messed that up. I didn't know what to do. Alright, so let's just continue. Let's try again, yeah. Resume previous save. Okay, okay, so I have to start back all the way at the beginning. Oh, that day. It's okay, I'm not gonna try presenting any evidence. Oh, man. Alright, I want to skip ahead a little bit. Alright, so this is the salmonella. Okay. Alright, let's just skip through his testimony. I'll go a little quick because we've already read all this stuff. Alright, day of the murder. Here we go. Alright, so this is back with salmonella. A little more time than I thought it would. Okay, so he's from a 9 that morning. A more time than I thought. Alright, now I'm gonna press him on this. So in the end, you didn't get to eat? Yeah, no steak at least. Could you believe it? Alright, it's contradictory. Mr. Manila? What is you want, Sweats? When I went to Studio 2, I saw something on... Okay, yeah, we've... T-bone steak. Okay, so press him right here. No one left their chairs. Gotta press him on that. You take a single break. Alright, now press him harder on this. Wait a second, Mr. Manila, you've just contradicted yourself. Didn't you just tell the court that you had a T-bone steak during the break? Alright, so here we are. I'm honestly kind of just skipping through this part because we already went through this. Okay, so there are only 4 things. I'm just going to press them on everything if I remember correct. What time did you take the break? 2:30 until 2:45? What were you doing for those 15 minutes? T. Velasquez was also eating a steak. T-bone steak in 15 minutes. Your Honor, the testimony to this point has made one certain fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer had nothing to do with his murder. It was impossible for any of them to go to Studio 1. What? Something wrong with Mr. Wright? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio 1. Alright. Say it's impossible. Walrus. I agree that was impossible for anyone in the trailer to go to the studio in that time. Haha, I thought you might be thoughtlessly treading on thin ice again. But I see you had at least one inkling of the truth. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? It's quite simple. True, the break-in, the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, the path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Mrs. Monkeyhead barred the way. At around 2:15, okay, strong gust of wind. People in the trailer took a break at 2:30. The way of the studio was blocked. Okay, Mrs. Monkey. I believe we've seen enough evidence. Yeah, there's nothing really this guy can do. Okay, so this is the kid. We're gonna bring the kid back in. We're gonna try... skipping through all the text. Alrighty, here we go. Court is back in session for the trial, Mr. Will Powers. Prosecution has a concern. Okay. Cody Hackins. Oh yeah, he's too short. Skip through here. Okay, so witness testimony. Here we go. So this is back where we lost. Wanted to see Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. Found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day. I went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. Got kind of lost on the way though, for about 30 minutes. When I came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. Totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had my camera with me, I would have been time for a shot, I tell you. Anyway, I couldn't get into the studio, so I went home. Okay, talking to a child. Okay, so here we go. I'm just gonna press on everything. You really like the Steel Samurai? Go to all the live performances. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh shoot. Off the path? Yeah, you know, this is the valley. Go off the path a little, there was woods, that's where he was. See? Saw Mr. Monkey Head wasn't busted. Straight to the studio. Okay, for about 30 minutes, when it came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. Oh, wait. Okay. Person kinda tall, skinny. Okay, I'm gonna present him with... There we go. Cody, what you just seems, well, a little strange. Did you say that before? You always bring your digital camera wherever you go? You were quite clear about that. Huh? Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? Mr. Wright, a word with you. Uh-oh, was I putting the pressure on too much? What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about? It's, a digital camera, Your Honor. It's kind of a new sort of camera. How do I explain that? I see. Anyway, Cody, I can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, didn't you? Mr. Wright? How cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so. I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney. No one should lie in court. What do you mean, or a prosecuting attorney? Well, Cody? What? Yeah, so I had my camera, so what? You got a problem with that? Oh, you see the little crate he's standing on. So you did have a camera? And did you use this camera? Well, why would I use it? I was too busy watching. Very well. Please testify to the court about what you were busy watching. Okay, good. So this moves it on. What I saw. Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! Then the bad guy stopped moving. He's so strong, the Steel Samurai rules. Ah, is that all? Well, that was brief. Your cross-examination. It was glued to the... Okay, so I'm just gonna try pressing him on everything. So why didn't you use it? He's getting to that. Relax and listen. Because it was too busy watching the real thing. Okay. It was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. Busy watching the Steel Samurai. Did you watch the whole fight? Yeah, of course. You didn't turn away, not even once. No. Okay, then tell us exactly what happened. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy, wham. So the bad guy attacked him first? Yeah. What sort of person was this bad guy? I told you, a person. It was a person. How was he dressed? Kinda don't remember. I was too busy watching the Steel Samurai. I see. And what happened next? Then the bad guy stopped moving. Huh? What do you mean, why? Why wasn't the bad guy moving? Well, because the Steel Samurai brought him to justice. And how exactly did he do that? How did he do it? With a samurai kick and a samurai punch. Samurai chop, samurai slap. Something like that. He's still being vague about this. What? Don't give me that look, Pops. Should I play this? Wait and see what happens. Let's try pressing him harder. Cody. What? Something's bothering me. Before you said that you couldn't take your eyes off the action. Yeah, so what? Yet you missed the most important part. What is the meaning of this? The witness has stated what he saw quite clearly. You know as well as I do that he's being vague. Tell me, what kind of murderer uses a samurai slap? My point is this. Cody, you may have seen some of the Steel Samurai's fight, but you missed the most important part, the killing blow. Order, order! Mr. Wright, how could this be? Can you explain how he might have missed something so vital? Well, that's the thing. Phoenix, I believe you're on the right track with this. Think, why didn't Cody see the climax of the fight? I know you can figure this out. Mr. Wright, your answer? We have ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? He couldn't watch it. He was watching something else. Show evidence. Well, the murder took place inside the studio, right? And he's talking about a fight that took place outside? I'm gonna put he couldn't watch it. Because he couldn't watch it. How could he calmly watch at his age? One thing has become quite clear in this boy's testimony. He did not believe he was witnessing a murder. He was watching the Steel Samurai fight, like on TV. The more real the fight, the more he would have watched. I have to agree with Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Wright, do you have another explanation? Boy's a great fan of the Steel Samurai. No. no. Oh gosh. Something else. What could possibly distract a boy from seeing his idol, the Steel Samurai, fight? What do you claim he was looking at? Come on, think of something. Okay, why wouldn't... Okay, show evidence. I have evidence. Oh gosh, what evidence do I present? I'm guessing the Samurai Scrapbook? Here's my proof. Oh gosh, no. Okay, show evidence. There's gotta be some piece of evidence. I'm doing this mystery very poorly. Why would he look away? Could it be the monkey's head fell? Nope, not the monkey's head. Could it be the sleeping pills? We still don't know where those are from. We saw the spear. Here's some sleeping pills. Okay, nope, it's not the sleeping pill. I'm literally just going through every option. I have no idea what the proof is. I'm super stuck. Alright, because it's not the first two. Show evidence. Alright. Not the sleeping pills. Samurai spear? Nope. Okay, at least I'm not losing any health from this. I haven't done his camera yet. Here's my proof. What's that? The camera? The witness stated he recently received this camera. Yes, I'm aware of that. He wasn't entirely familiar with its operation. I'm aware of that too. Ah, correct. Why would Cody be looking somewhere else at the critical moment? Because he was looking at his camera. He was trying to take a picture. Hey! Bullseye. What's your problem, Pops? You got a thing for picking on little kids? Pressing, not picking. Good job, Phoenix. Cody was lying, clearly. Smart of you to realize there was no way he could just stand there watching his hero and not take a picture. Right, that's true, I guess the scrapbook. Cody, there was only one reason why you would have looked away from the fight, and that was because you wanted to take a picture. But having just received your camera, you weren't used to using it yet, so you missed the climax of the fight, correct? Yeah. Well, Phoenix, I'll bet you anything he's hiding more than that. Have him testify again. Right. Mia means business. Your Honor, the defense would like to request that Cody Hackins testify once more. Very well. Cody, could you please tell us about your camera and why you didn't take a picture of the fight? Welcome to the real world, kid. No photo. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Pops. Steel Samurai had just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So I held up my camera to take a picture. The lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. That's all that happened, yup. Okay. Anything strange in that testimony, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but I'd like to proceed with my cross-examination anyways. Alright, let's just press him. Pops? Yeah, I called you Pops, you spiky ear geezer. Geezer? I'm Mr. Edgeworth. I guess I'm the bearded gentleman. And that's what I hate about grown-ups. You're also self-conscious. Okay, off with the kid gloves. Testify, witness, testify. Yipes. Okay. Just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So you did see the beginning of the fight? Yeah. Did you notice anything unusual? Well, guess the Steel Samurai was moving a little strange. Moving? Strangely? So I held up my camera to take a picture. Why couldn't you take a picture? My two cameras, too many buttons. I couldn't figure it all out. I tried to take a picture. I really tried. The lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. When the lens opened, what did you see? Well, a person on the ground and the Steel Samurai. That's all that happened, yup. Is that really all that happened, kid? That's all? Yeah, I told you I didn't take a picture. I would have once I got that lens open. Did he really not take a picture? Not even one? I'll press him on it. No, he definitely would have taken a picture. There's gotta be something here I can use. Cody, listen up, Cody Hackins. I know exactly what happened that day. You took a picture. Hey! Bullseye? How did you know? I see through all your lies, Cody Hackins. It's one of my powers. Wow. This feels great. Yeah, I took a picture. Perhaps you can change your testimony to reflect this, Cody. I took a few shots, but it was too late, so I erased them. How can I pick holes in such a short testimony? There has to be something. Dig up the dirt, Phoenix. Find out what this kid's all about. Alright, press him on this. Did he really erase them? You erased them? Yeah. Why would you erase a picture of your beloved Steel Samurai victorious? Well, you know. Why would I want to keep a picture like that? It's becoming less and less cooperative. Better find a contradiction soon or some solid evidence. Okay, so his journal. Okay, Steel Samurai. Oh wait, no, shoot. Okay, Okay, now present. Present the path of glory. There we go. Cody? What? Man, every time you say Cody, you follow it with something bad. I just wanted to thank you for giving me this the other day. Huh? Oh, right. What was it you told me then? I go to every live performance. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow. Wazam! I got them all. I never missed one. A perfect collection. Cody, did you really get a picture of the Steel Samurai standing victorious over his foe? If you did, I find it hard to believe that you would just erase it. Wouldn't you keep it for your album? Ah! Mr. Wright, what exactly is this album? It's called Path to Glory. It's a collection of pictures of the Steel Samurai, all taken by Cody Hackins. He claims it's a perfect collection of every battle the Steel Samurai has won. I see. Don't you find this very odd, Your Honor? Among all his pictures of Steel Samurai, none were taken that day. Order. Mr. Wright, have you an explanation? The Steel Samurai had just defeated his adversary. Certainly would expect to see a picture of it in this album. Exactly my point, Your Honor. No, wait, no way! Phoenix, I think we finally discovered the truth. And what a truth it is. Mamiya, are we sure about this? Did he actually? Yes. Pretty sure what you're thinking is right. Tell them, Phoenix. Tell them what the truth is. Did the kid kill him? Please. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what's going on here. Why was there no picture in the album from the day of the murder? Why would the boy have erased the photos he took? Okay, photos were blurry. No, erased them by mistake. Steel Samurai didn't win is my guess. I can think of only one reason, Your Honor. The Steel Samurai didn't win. That's why Cody deleted those photos. You mean the Steel Samurai lost? Well, Cody, I'm right, aren't I? Tell the truth. The bad guy defeated the Steel Samurai. No way, no! It's impossible. The Steel Samurai never loses. He never loses to anyone, ever. Your Honor, the witness has revealed everything with his words. There was a reason why he lied and told us he didn't take a picture. The same reason he erased his precious photos. For Cody, it was inconceivable that the Steel Samurai could be defeated. However, Cody witnessed the impossible. He saw the Steel Samurai lose. And yet to admit what he saw would destroy everything he believed in. That's why he lied and said the Steel Samurai won. He couldn't handle the truth. Order, I will have order. Witness, I mean Cody, is this true? What did you see? Tell the court what you saw. Wow! Oh my gosh, we made this kid cry. Cody, that day you saw the Steel Samurai lose a fight, right? Wow, okay, you're right. The Steel Samurai fell down. Then he didn't move. Ah. Order. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, right? The Steel Samurai was the murderer, not the victim. Yet according to your witness's testimony, the Steel Samurai was the one who fell. Mr. Wright, what's going on? Apparently, we have all made a serious error. An error? What's this all about? Wait. If you understand what really happened, it's actually quite simple. At the end of the fight, the Steel Samurai fell to the ground and lay still. In other words, the Steel Samurai was not the killer, he was the victim. Don't you see? Jack Hammer was the Steel Samurai. Order. The Steel Samurai in this photograph? You're saying the man in this costume was Mr. Jack Hammer? That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. Jack Hammer was present at the action scene run through that morning. Thus, he obviously knew about Will Powers' foot injury. But wait, had Mr. Hammer gone to the Studio 1 already? That's what everyone thought. But remember what Miss Oldbag said in her testimony? On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station around 1 p.m. Did I see poor old Hammer? No. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Mr. Jack Hammer left the employee area after lunch. However, no one saw him going to Studio 1, nor was there a picture of him. He waited for Mr. Powers to take a nap in his dressing room, then he snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. But why would the victim do such a thing? I don't know. I get it. Wait, the kid gets it? I thought that the Steel Samurai was moving strange, so it was a different person inside the suit. Pops! Me? What? Actually, there was one piece of data I saved. Data? Yeah, a photo on my digital camera. Okay, what's this photo? What? Show us quick. No, wait, man, not if you're gonna look at me like that. Now. Here, this is it. Okay. Well, looking at this, it's still a little hard to say. I'm afraid that it could be anyone in that costume. Your opinion, Mr. Wright? I agree, Your Honor. This isn't decisive evidence. I'm sorry, this doesn't look like it's the proof we need. I'll give it back. Wait, Phoenix! Mia, what? Look at the photo once more. That's it, Phoenix. That photo is all the evidence we need to win this trial. What? Your Honor, may I see that photo once more, please? Certainly. I don't see why not. Phoenix, show him. There's a glaring decisive inconsistency with the facts as we know them in that photo. with the spear? Whoa! Oh my goodness, wow. Mateon Terra, thank you so much for the raid. Wow. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Wow, party of 6. Hey, welcome to the stream, everybody. Marl Barrow, thank you for the follow. Hey, welcome to the community. Shadow Lord the Third, welcome to the stream. Or, well, thank you for following. Wow, this is really great. Wow. Thank you guys so much. Oh my goodness, wow. That's actually quite a number of people. Okay, so I have to find the inconsistency with this photo. Oh goodness. Mateon Terra, thank you so much for the follow. My goodness, here, I can... Because there's a raid, I'm gonna turn off... Let me see here. I'm gonna turn off... Okay, I'm gonna turn off follower-only chat, so then you guys can talk. Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid, everybody. Thanks for being here. Happy to have you on the stream. Hey, yo, Mateon Terra. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Awesome. Take that. No worries, man. Hey, yeah. Alright, I gotta find the inconsistency. Yeah, in this photo. We were playing the Great Ace Attorney tonight? Oh, awesome. That's the new one, right? The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles? Yeah, this is case 3 of Ace Attorney 1. I've been struggling through this case a little bit. I've been trying to find the inconsistency in this photograph. We're playing the trilogy as well. Oh, awesome. I've been really enjoying this game. It's been lots of fun. It's like sort of the fun murder mystery. Just like tonight, I've just been so bad at it. Oh my goodness. Gosh, consistency with the photo. Maybe he's holding it with his left hand. I don't know. Is he not left-handed? I thought it was like he's outside Studio 2, but that doesn't seem to be it. There doesn't seem to be a lot of inconsistencies. Try this. Okay, nope. Okay, find the inconsistency. Nope, not there. Okay, where's the inconsistency? Oh my goodness, this is tough. I just don't know what's wrong with this photo. Is that Studio 2? Is it that I tried the spear tip? Spear wasn't broken. Okay, I know I have it set to no back seating, but at this point I would accept a hint from chat if you guys had any idea of what's actually wrong with this. So I am pretty clueless right now. Is it the outfit? Where they say the crime took place? It took place in Studio 1. So it's, yeah, okay, there we go. Awesome, thank you so much, Shadow Lord the Third. Yeah, that was a good hint. Yeah. I thought that was like a backwards 2 on the wall, but okay. I clicked that, but that's okay. We've got it figured out. Your Honor, look at this. I see. A gate. Might I draw your attention to the number on that gate? The number? Ah, yes, well, it's hard to see, but it looks like a 2. Clearly not a 1, Your Honor, correct? Ah! I believe Mr. Edgeworth sees what I'm getting at. But that's impossible. What's this all about? Please explain so they may be shocked along with the rest of the court. I'll use the studio guide map. The body was found here in Studio 1. However, what do we see in this photo taken at the time of the murder? It does not say 1 on that gate in the photo. Your Honor, here is the true scene of the crime. Show the judge where the murder took place. Awesome. Okay, so I'm... Studio 2. Here, at Studio 2. I see, that would explain the 2 on the gate in the photo. Your Honor, I find it very significant that the murder took place in Studio 2. I'll say the path was blocked? No filming is done there? Or I could say the trailer's there, that's probably the most... As you may recall, there's a trailer in Studio 2. Now, on that day, a meeting was held in that very trailer. There was a break in the meeting corresponding to the time of death. During that break, Mr. Salmonella and D. Vasquez were outside eating steak. They were at the scene of the crime. The path to the trailer was blocked. So we have heard. The path was blocked at 2:15. In other words, the victim went to Studio 2 before that time. Yes, I suppose that would be the case. Remember Mr. Salmonella's testimony? Allow me to remind the court. He said no one in the trailer was guilty because they could not have gone to Studio 1. Yet in actuality, the reverse was true. Only someone in the trailer could have committed this murder. They were the only ones with access to the scene of the crime, Studio 2. Order! The defense makes the following claims. The scene of the crime was Studio 2. The person that security guard Miss Oldbag saw was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. Mr. Hammer, for some reason, stole a steel samurai costume. Then he went to Studio 2. This is madness. Jack Hammer is the victim. The victim. Why would he steal a steel samurai costume? Are you suggesting he did so to cover up the details of his own murder? Well, no, of course not. Or do you have proof? Give me proof that the victim, Jack Hammer, stole the costume. Okay, I think at this point the proof is the sleeping pills. That's my guess. I have proof. You do? You do, Mr. Wright? Now that they're so surprised, I'm suddenly much less confident. I think I'm right, though. Here's my proof that Jack Hammer stole the costume. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Sleeping pills. This is it. An empty medicine bottle? I found this on the table in the employee area. The same table where Mr. Hammer and Mr. Powers ate. The label reads, sleeping pills. Sleeping pills? The defendant, Mr. Powers, spent the entire afternoon sleeping. He was drugged by Mr. Hammer. Wait a moment. That bottle does raise some suspicions, yes. But there's no proof that Mr. Hammer used it. Your Honor, I have an idea. Test... I guess check a fingerprint in the bottle? An idea? Very well, let's hear it. I want to check this bottle for fingerprints. If my claim is true, Mr. Hammer's fingerprints should show up on this bottle. I suppose you're right. Very well. The court will take possession of the bottle. Empty bottle given to the judge. Awesome. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Cody Hacken's testimony has revealed new possibilities in this case. In fact, things may have happened very differently than we've previously thought. The steel samurai seen by Mrs. Oldbag may have been the victim, Jack Hammer. The scene of the crime was not Studio 1, but Studio 2. I also like to do the voices. I love how you're doing them as well. I think they're so much fun, and they add like just a bit of flavor to the stream. And those in the trailer did not have time to commit murder. Mr. Wright, Yes, Your Honor. Your homework is to find the answer to the following question. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? Also, who killed him and why? Find the answers for me by tomorrow. That's a lot of homework. Mr. Edgeworth? You'll need to reconsider your stance in this case. It does, and whenever they make a funny comment, the voice adds to the funny part of it. That's a good description of it, Shadow. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it can be real funny. Above all, you'll need to reconsider your suspicion of Mr. Will Powers. I will say, though, it does hurt my voice a lot, my throat a lot to do some of these. Oh my gosh. As you say, Your Honor. This trial will be extended until tomorrow. This is the last extension. Very well, the court is adjourned. Alright, there we go. Whew. Try doing that for 5 hours. That sounds exhausting. Can only imagine the voice you gave to Prosecutor Payne. I think I gave him some sort of like a nasally voice. You know, just like... Yeah. It's just sort of like a nasally, sort of nervous-y voice. I think I have the, cons of voice acting. Your throat will complain after a while. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, and it sucks. That's right, Tara. But I mean, it is fun, and it makes the stream so much more exciting. Like, I love it when other streamers do it too. Phew. It's like so I'm happy to do it. That was a close one. We were saved by a hair, but that's all that counts. I thought seriously about going home about 3 times during the trial. Me too. Really? You both seem so confident. Ha! Maybe I should take up a career in acting. I was ready to pronounce you dead about 3 times back there. Me too. Dead? Oh, of course, we're kidding. Are you sure? I wasn't kidding. Now, Mr... Oh, wait, no, this is Phoenix. Now, Mr. Powers, we have to go make our final investigation. But I promise you, we'll find the true killer by tomorrow's trial. Right, thanks. To be continued, ... Alright, I want to keep playing a little more. I'll probably go for maybe like 35 more minutes. Probably right about, and then I'll probably call it a stream. That's the other sucky part, is to remember whose voice belongs to who. Yeah, it is tough to keep them straight. Like, I'll be halfway through a line. Remembering, yeah. I'll be halfway through a line, and then I'm like, oh shoot, that's Phoenix saying that. I have to change from this voice to that voice. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun, you know. Gotta love it. Alright. Wright and Company Law Offices. That was a close one, huh, Mia? Really? Too bad. I'm sorry I missed it. Oh, Maya's back. Maya! So, what happened? Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea who did it. Now all I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick! Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? That's the new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed the whole process up. Well, now I followed you, and we'll pop in when I can. Need to eat. Enjoy the cases. Hey, thanks for following. Thanks for the raid. Thank you so much, Mateo and Tara. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll see you around. Hope you have a great night. So, under that system, trials have to end in 3 days? Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've got no time to waste. Okay, so, no time to waste. Let's move. Alright, let's first talk to our suspect. Mr. Wright! Or, shoot, what's the voice for this? And it's not just me, right? Like, this guy, Will Powers, he looks very much like Wolverine, right? Like, if you just, like, slap some claws on him, you know, you wouldn't be able to tell him and, Hugh Jackman apart. That's just my thoughts. Okay, what was the voice? Mr. Oh, gosh. I'm just going to do normal voice. I can't remember Will voice right now. Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick, you must have really wowed him in there. And could you wipe that grin off your face? Hey, WP, only one day left. Let's make it count. Yes, though there's not really anything I can do to help. Ha ha ha, I'm not really sure what I can do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Okay, let's try talking to this guy. Could you please tell me more about Miss Vasquez? Oh, the producer. She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh, and what? Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow. Okay, Director Manella. Can you tell me anything about Mr. Manella? Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director, but something in his work caught Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Sal Manella. Okay, and that's another thing I've noticed about this game. Like, everybody's name, at least most everybody's name is a power. Or, not power, it's a pun. Like, willpowers. Like, willpower. Salmonella, salmonella. You know, windy old bag. Or Wendy old bag is windy old bag. I don't know. I think it's pretty funny. I love puns, so I really like that. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, he asks how high and all that. I can imagine him being at her beck and call, though I can't imagine him jumping. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yes, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in this business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began to appear in little productions at Global. How could he do that? He was really looking forward to a sequel to Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global. 5 years ago. Okay. I'm just gonna present him with... Oh, the pill bottle's gone. Alright, I think we're good here. Let's go to Studio Main Gate. October 19th, Global Studios, Main Gate. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick? I think her guard's down. Yeah. I bet we could even eat those donuts in the guard station if we wanted. Mine is very mischievous. You eat, you die. Phew, she's alive! Alright, let's try talking to her. I was wondering about Dee Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her. She always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Alright, can I ask you about Sal Manella, the director? Sal, he's a soft pushover. He does whatever Vasquez tells him to do. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Oh, that's... Huh? Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No, it doesn't, Maya. Oh, I think there might be a reference. Nope. About Mr. Hammer. Erg, I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer, you dragged the star down from the sky and stomp on it, calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this. Uh-oh, she's really pissed this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My good old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal his costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible. Okay. I think it's time to move. Dude, I'm sorry, your internet just like took a went out, dude. hope you're doing okay. Let's go to the employee area. This is probably a good place to search for clues. Hope your internet recovers soon, Shadow Lord. I guess they're not filming today either. I did want to see them filming, just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see them film later. I guess. This is where you found that bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there are any other clues lying around. Yar! No touching! Eek! Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean, I almost had a heart attack. Guess I can be a little dramatic at times. Suppose it's in the actor in me. Dramatic indeed. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on that table. Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. Okay. Try talking. Plate. So you're looking for traces of sleeping pills. How? For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. But I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to those sleeping pills, see? If there's traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat. Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the testing solution on the plate changed color, alright. So the food on this plate had been laced with sleeping... Oh, so the food on this plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. Steak plate added to the court record. How goes your investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers. And some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. Let's talk about him. How is Edgeworth doing anyway? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. He was in the waiting room and he crushed this paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa. Talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups? Bottles? Say, whatever happened with that empty bottle? Oh, the bottle of sleeping pills? Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim, Jack Hammer's prints on the bottle. So that means... Yup, it sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right. Sleeping pill pop. Sleeping pill bottle added to the court record. Alright, cool. Alright, let's try going to the dressing room, seeing what's here. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so... Well, why? Well, WP's innocent. Yes, and I'm really grateful for all you've done, but... This week is the last episode of the Steel Samurai. What? No! I was wondering if I could talk to you about Mr. Hammer. Yes? On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh? Oh, I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume, too! What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh. I guess the rumor must be true, then. The rumor? Yeah, Miss Vasquez, the producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything, she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt, you know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used the Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The film set? Was that trailer part of the film set, then? What do you mean, the last Steel Samurai episode? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No! Also, I hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids shows anymore. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Alright, studio policy. Why aren't they going to make kids shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all this ever happened. They want quiet, you understand? How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay. I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true! If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah. I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. Oh, wait, was I presenting something? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, so we need something for why they can't stop the Steel Samurai. Okay. And this is? A fan collected all these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be canceled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay. But what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. Alright, 5 years ago. Could you tell us about what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently 5 years ago, someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer? And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid about what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, you know? Thanks. We'll try asking her, if she'll talk. Cool. Alright, let's move. What? You're still slinking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you just take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darnest to forget Hammer. Why do they think who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer. It's all due to Hammer. She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance? Alright, try talking. 5 years ago. Wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Who did you hear that from? Nichols. Nichols? Nichols. Nick? Penny Nichols. Okay, that's another pun. Penny Nichols. Like, that assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers, dredging up a dirt on someone's past like that. The recently departed, no less. I suppose you think this is fun. No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. You claim that Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? I'm sorry, Miss Boldbag, but I do have proof. I proved that Mr. Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes, so? This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on that plate. Ha! I bet Powers put it in there himself. Even a lightweight like him must have trouble sleeping sometimes. Except I have proof that Mr. Hammer put the pills in. Do the pill bottle? This bottle contains sleeping pills. Mr. Hammer's fingerprints were found on the bottle. I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Oldbag? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Oldbag, you're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, the paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the mafia. Whoa, okay, I did not expect it to escalate like that. She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, Lord Hammer never meant to harm anyone. Miss Oldbag? Hold on a minute. Poor Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. Photograph. Oh yeah, the one steak that was bent out of shape. Well, wait a second. Is this the picture? Is this the trailer in Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight with the bad guy on the top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor, and the man fell into the flower box fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. Okay, add court record. So what's my court record look like? Okay, I just have extra page of it now. Cool. Alright, let's go outside Studio 1. Think back, Nick. Think to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2? Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him. Like the director or the producer. Alright. Here, I'll go to Studio 2. Oh, there's D. Velasquez. Hey, Nick. It's Miss Vasquez. Hello? H-E-L-L-O? H-E-L-L-O? Maya, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clowns. That's all she had to say, apparently. Oh, excuse me. Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder and... Shh. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. Oh, dear. Alright. Cool. Actually, how late is it getting? Let me look at the time quick. Oh, shoot, it is getting late. Here, I'll finish asking her questions. And then I think I probably will have to call it a stream at this point. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. Maya's about to fight this lady. Yeah, she certainly is. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it! Nick, she did it! She's the killer! My Fey blood speaks to me. I know it, I know it! Oh, dear. I was wondering if you could tell me more about Mr. Manella. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you should talk about it in the trailer. By yourselves? Oh dear. Alright. I think this is probably a good place to stop just for the night. I'm getting real tired, and I think I need to be getting to bed. But I thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun playing this with you guys. Yeah, if you enjoyed watching, please be sure to give the channel a follow. I'm trying to work my way up to affiliate, and so every follow helps. Yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you guys don't mind just sticking around for half a second, I'm going to just check who is live right now. Maybe I can do a raid. There we go. Awesome. Let's see who is live. Let me see who is doing Phoenix right. Let's see if anyone else is playing it. Alright. Alright, I see this one guy, Chuck Batman, is also doing Case 3. So I think I'm gonna... I think it looks like he's a little earlier on than I am. So I'm gonna send you guys on over to him. Alright, I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a great night. Bye for now.